Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to another season, another year of the NA Apprentice of 2023 NA Apprentice Season 1 Qualifier 1. I'm, of course, your host, Light VIP, and with me is not Asher, is not Yaku of the Zaku, is not Chase either. It is the casting jersey herself. Welcome, Kuro. Ah! Oh my god, as of course we are getting into this, unfortunately it looks like we did have a little bit of a shaky start. We're gonna be just rebuilding, remaking, but yes, welcome everyone, welcome. It has been quite some time since the last season of NA Apprentice. It has been a while, but what's exciting is that NA Apprentice is coming back here for another season. Shout out to Sugar, I do see him in the chat, I do definitely see him for continuing to sponsor and host this event. It is basically the GSL here, but for the land of the Americans. Hello, Copa. Hello.
You realize that you've been deafened this entire time, so I had no idea what you said.
Yes.
Nice.
That's why I'm undeafened. Okay, but hello, welcome, Kuro, welcome. The casting jersey
Hello there.
herself. Hello.
Yes, hello. We are going into a ZvZ to start, I see.
Oh, okay. yes, we are going to be kicking things off with a bit of a ZvZ, and this time the races are correct.
Yeah, and we are starting with a red Zerg player. Representing... Is this Team Gosu?
Mm-hmm.
This is Team Gosu, right? Because I suddenly have flashbacks to like 10 different Gosu teams and I'm scared. But this is Team Gosu, right? Anyway, the red Zerg player, it is Prototype.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have his opponent, the Costa Rican Zerg player representing Team Licensed to Kill, LTK. Going for the 12 fool, it is EON.
Yes. Costa Rica, of course, is the special case that is included into this tournament.
You say that. Am I not mistaken? Okay. Yeah, because I remember NA Apprentice, they did open themselves up to Latin America.
They did, but for this specific season, because this is the first season that they are back, Sugar wanted to make it NA only. So this first season is NA only tournament. But EON as a Costa Rican qualifies.
There you go.
Don't ask me how that works.
Well, like, technically, like, Mexico is a part of North America as well, for example. Like,
I don't know if that counts, though, for NA Apprentice. So, Sugar, you have to clarify this.
Let us know, Papi. Let us know. As we are getting into this, and of course, links are going to be flooding across the map here. EON does go for a 12 fool. Those that don't know, 12 full, of course, means a lot of early lanes. We are gasless though, and we are not all in. We do have a base behind this. The goal here is to at least out-control your opponents and get some drone kills.
Yeah, and so far the drones are coming for the defense. The links are already on the way for Prototype, so they will be here soon. But for the time being, he has to hold it with workers, and he's taking a bit damage of them, but no kills.
Yeah, exactly. So far, the drone drilling has been pretty good. No drones have gone down. We're just buying a little bit of time for the links and queens to pop on out. And now we're committing a little bit harder here. As in the end, I think only 2 links went down. More links are showing up here for EON, though. Oh.
Yeah, and the drones are now starting to fall. The links are being chased off a little bit. The queen does pop out, so that will definitely help in the defense. But I don't know if she can do it alone.
Yeah, and Prototype is losing a little bit too much here. He's going to try drone drilling. The queens will be helping out. Nice hold position micro in the end, and only 4 drones fall. But EON does take a slight worker lead off of that.
Yeah, so it could be worse for Prototype. It definitely could be like almost game. I don't want to say game ending, but this could be really rough on him. So the defense is decent, but EON did gain that advantage there.
Yeah, exactly. But Prototype has his own advantage. He's going to be moving out here with his queens. He's going to be sniping this Overlord, and he already has Ling speed on the way. Again, EON just now finishing up his own gas geyser, typically off of a 12 pull. EON should be skipping Ling speed, and there we go. He's going to be trying to wall off and going straight into roaches.
Yeah, indeed. Prototype, meanwhile, working on that Ling speed, getting that third base as well, so... We'll see if he also goes into roaches eventually, or if he's just gonna stay on links for the time being. Oh, he's going for a Baneling next, so I guess we're going Link Bane after all.
Yeah, Prototype, just everything's looking quite normal from his side. He's going to be spreading some creep from here and just droning on up. He's going to have some options available, but he has to be very on top of scouting, because EON is going to be going off of 2 bases. He can go 2 base Muta from here. He can go for a 2 base Nidus all in, 2 base Roach timing. Regardless of what it is, Prototype has to make sure he scouts and is prepared for it.
Well, for now he has seen the Roach War, and he did not see it researching as the lair is not quite finished, so he doesn't have like 100% confirmation that this is it, but he can at least tell that it should be Roaches, and he's going for his own Roach Warren as well.
Yeah, we have a Roach Warren on the way. Prototype does actually cancel his Baneling Nest, again, recognizing that he doesn't need it. Like, Banelings are not going to be useful for him at all here, at least for the time being. So, you know, he's just trying to be a little bit efficient. We should be seeing gases taken momentarily as well. Prototype hasn't gone for his own lair yet, but likewise, we should be seeing that soon.
Yeah, but he's going for the lair now, but he also starts his upgrades almost at the same time as EON, and he has that advantage of having that third base already set up. I mean, it's not saturated, but it's already there, so it may actually turn out quite well for him in the end.
Yeah, definitely, as he does end up scouting, and he does get confirmation that both Evo chambers are upgrading. This does typically mean and lead to only one thing, and that is 2 base Roach. Of course, it could be a fake out, as he also confirms that the Roach Warren itself is researching. And even though Prototype does have a much later lair, that doesn't really matter too much. He just needs to make sure he has enough Roaches in time to defend.
Yeah. I guess we will see if he can do it. I mean, so far, EON is starting to get his forces ready. Prototype is trying to catch up, and I think they're gonna have like comparable forces in the end when they meet together.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty tight defense here from EON. Like, from Prototype, EON can hit a pretty strong 1-1 timing here with all of his upgrades. We can also see that he has cut droning. He's only staying on 3 of these gases, and he's making nothing but roaches. He's banking them up back at home. He will soon be sending everything across the map. And Prototype has to make sure he doesn't over drone as well. Oh.
Yeah, also Prototype is doing something you really like to see on the minimap.
Huh?
And by that I mean all the overlords everywhere.
Yeah, you know.
To be fair, so is EON, but I feel like to a lesser extent.
Yeah, you know, he's got all the attack paths covered for the most part. Again, EON still hasn't dropped, and here we go. He's pulling the trigger. This is spotted by Prototype. Very nice Link Scout overall, and now nothing but roaches should be what we're seeing. Oh, he makes 3 more drones. I also worry that Prototype has too much gas to work with here. He took all 5 of his gases in the end, and his Roach army is actually keeping up here in the supply with EON.
Yeah, but he won't have that upgrade advantage there because EON did research that Carapace, so this fight, we'll see how it goes. I mean, so far EON is running away, so I guess this round goes to Prototype.
Yeah, Prototype was able to drone up fast enough to get to that critical amount that he needed to be able to overwhelm the production of EON, and now he's going for his own counterattack. As you were saying, Prototype, his upgrades are straight up worse, but it's not about the upgrades, it's about the numbers, it's about the overall roach count.
I mean, it's only the Carapace, really. Like, the other upgrades, they are even on, but we'll see how this fight goes, because with the defender's advantage, EON may be able to hold here.
Well, you'll see if he can hold. He's got a couple of queens. He has some transfuses as well, and it looks like Prototype is running out of steam. He's forced to pull back here. He doesn't have enough to break EON.
Yeah, not quite. He's starting his Carapace just now. So it will be done eventually, but... yeah, I don't know how this is working out for him. Now the EON is trying to counterattack, but he doesn't quite have the numbers either. The upgrade advantage is nice, but I don't think it's nice enough to break this position.
Yeah, I mean, and without all additional, with all that additional gas that he does have, he can morph in a couple of Ravagers. He's going to be catching up in those upgrades as well. Like, Prototype can still take some pretty good fights here. He has to be careful. I feel like EON has to be careful not to overextend too much as he's kind of rallying everything across the map.
Yeah, but he actually has the advantage. He got a nice concave on Prototype, so he will be winning this battle, and we'll see if he can get some damage done as well.
Yeah, so far he's able to avoid the Spine Crawler entirely. He does push in towards the third base. Does he have enough roaches? It looks like he barely doesn't.
Yeah, they still have that armor upgrade advantage, but there's just not enough numbers here, and eventually Prototype will be able to overpower this army.
Yeah, EON is bleeding out a lot right now. He still hasn't droned in a long time, by the way. He just hasn't really been saturating any of his bases. He's just still pretty committed and pretty all in. And once the upgrades do even up here for Prototype, I mean, now he's going to be able to just exceed his lead even further.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is like the Ravagers are definitely helping here with the bars, and that you know, earlier setup economy probably has. But I'm not sure about this attack right into the roaches of EON.
Yeah, it's a bit of an anti-timing. Just now, 2-1 is finishing for Prototype. Finally, he has been able to catch up in the upgrades, but it was a pretty rough fight before the upgrades were able to kick in. So EON once again is able to push his opponent back.
Yeah, not only right before the upgrades, but also upper arm just, you know, squeezed in there. I'm not sure if that was the greatest idea, but Prototype should be able to bring this back, just keeping the roaches for the defense.
Yeah, exactly. But now, finally, the upgrades have been evened up here. Prototype still has a better economy. He has a better production overall. EON has been on a timer for a very long time this game, straight away from the opener, and now he has lost every advantage that he once had.
Yeah, and I feel like Prototype is starting to snowball a little bit. He's getting his fourth base. I mean, he had, as I said, like he had his third so much earlier, and EON was not able to deny it at all. So eventually, Prototype should have the numbers, but I'm not sure about this rally of few roaches everywhere.
Yeah, I feel like Prototype needs to just consolidate his forces. He's just overextending a little bit here. He's throwing away a little bit too much, but it's only a matter of time before he's able to kind of bring everything together again. EON, he's able to buy a little bit more time, and he is going to be able to drone up at least a little bit.
Yeah, but in the meantime, Prototype is getting more upgrades, including Burrow, actually. So I wonder what he's going to do with that.
Yeah, there we go. Tunneling Claws is on the way as well, so he can harass here with his roaches. It's just a great way to just extend your lead even further, especially with that fourth base on the way. We're just kind of waiting for Prototype to, you know, consolidate his army a little bit here, and there we go. He's even taking control of the map, even filing down some of these overlords.
Yeah, I do feel like Prototype is quite in control of this game, but EON still has quite formidable force, so if Prototype is out of position, he may be suffering a lot of losses.
Exactly. For the time being, he's just kind of chilling here, waiting to absorb the next push. He does, for the most part, have vision of his opponent. EON slowly trying to drone up, but the reality is that Prototype has been mining more for longer, and that's why he can afford all of these additional upgrades. EON, though, I think he knows how far behind he is, and he's going to try and catch up by going for a Spire.
What do you think about that? Do you think that's like... Do you think it's worth it to switch to Spire at this point?
I think this is maybe like a minute too late. I think we needed this earlier. I think a Spire would have been amazing earlier to be finishing at around this time. Because it just got thrown down, I'm pretty sure Prototype is going to push soon, because, I mean, he's almost maxed. We're like a couple supply away from 200 supply. So unfortunately, yeah, I think this decision needed to be made a little bit earlier for EON.
Yeah, I don't think at this point that Spire will really come to play, as Prototype is ready for attack and he's coming to the base of EON right now. The entire force is here. I mean, this is a bit of a choke, so a lot of roaches are stuck, but he's moving into the base.
Okay, here we go. He's pushing up into a concave, but he has the numbers. He has the upgrade advantage, at least in a couple of seconds. There we go, in 10 seconds. So an anti-timing once again from Prototype, but it doesn't matter. He still has a little bit too much. The Spire finishes for EON, but again, we're not going to be seeing any mutants.
I think Prototype just walked into his own bias.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
So he's violating himself, but he's giving EON the best chance he has at coming back, but it's still too much.
Yeah, there's just not enough numbers here, and even the transfuses for the queens don't seem to help. At the same time as this army is fighting, the drones are falling at the third as well, and I think Prototype has got this.
Yeah, there's just a little bit too much. EON just trying to get whatever he can out, but GG gets called and Prototype takes the first game. Oh.
GG. Okay. Sugar updates us that, as far as we know, EON actually lives in the US, and that's why he qualifies.
Yeah, he lives in America, and the same can be said for, I'm pretty sure Turkey Dano also lives in America as well. He has like dual citizenship. So yeah, there are some players that do reside in the land of the Americans. And of course, we do take residency into account for this event.
Yes.
And yeah, pretty solid game number one. So I'm honestly really excited because Prototype is one of these players that has been around for a while, but he's like on and off, you know, like I think it was pretty inactive last year, to be honest, and it's great to see him returning and great to see him in pretty good form.
Yeah, I do think he was like I remember seeing him in tournaments, but I don't think he was like very consistent in signing up for this. But as you said, it's good to see him here, and as we're talking about a certain Zerg player, it is the red Zerg representing Team Gosu, being currently up 1 in this series. It is Prototype.
And spawning in the top right hand corner of altitude, we have his opponent. We have the Costa Rican Zerg player living in America, representing Team License to Kill. It is EON.
So how do you think someone names themselves Prototype? Like, what's the idea behind the name?
It could be a reference to the game. There's a video game series called Prototype. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Like even without the game being a thing.
Thinking about something more scientific, but
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, well, even without the game, Prototype, it's like the, you know, it's like the, I don't know. It's like a more fitting version of like Radita, you know? Like
What?
Like Radita, he named himself Radita because he wanted to like evolve. Do you remember? He wanted to like, you know, level up. And like Prototype is like the beta version of something, right? Like something before it like fully comes out, right? It's like the
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would not make a connection between Prototype and Radata, but here we are.
Makes sense. I was trying to remember who Prototype debuted with. I think it was because we were casting Prototype back in 2020. It was the start of the COVID era of StarCraft, and we were casting in Battle of the Americas in these NA Apprentice Cups. I think it was Ryan. I remember Prototype being really good friends with another player. It was either Ryan or it wasn't E.T. Ponehome. Maybe Patty Mac? I can't quite remember, but Prototype, he was like signing up week after week with another one of his friends. I think it was Ryan.
Maybe. It definitely could be. But for now, he will be sending out these links just to see what's up around the map. I mean, Altitude is a big map. I didn't expect a ZvZ on it, but here we are.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting that this didn't make it through the vetoes. Usually it does. We very rarely get to cast Altitude, but here we are, and it's great that we're able to experience a ZvZ on this map just because it's so rare. But yeah, again, it is really cool to see Prototype competing once again, returning here. I remember there was a stint where he was like off racing or like playing around a little bit with Terran and with Protoss as well, but he is back to Zerg.
Yeah, he is back to Zerg, and he is winning this battle of the Zerglings so far. I mean, he won't be able to do any actual damage here, but he definitely should be able to scout it around a little bit.
Yeah, going to be able to scout around, is going to be able to get control of the map. Meanwhile, I don't know if you noticed, but EON has skipped his Baneling Nest, and he is going for his own Ling Flood across the map. Pretty interesting that he goes for the Roach Warren and then a Baneling Nest as well, so he's going to get there eventually. And he is going to be looking to try and swat away these Lings, and also maybe even try and cancel the third of Prototype.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's maybe because he saw how aggressive Prototype is with these Lings, even though it's just a few of them, maybe he was a little bit afraid of not getting any Banelings at all. But it looks like he's going full on the aggression, and he will be trying to deny that third.
Yeah, but we have defensive Banelings here for Prototype. It's going to be all about the control. The Banelings are making their way towards the third, and EON has to respect this. He will back off.
I mean, he will back off for now, but it looks like they will be dancing a little bit here. It's actually so... don't do it! Don't run into the Banelings!
Yeah, the dance is going on back and forth. Behind this, EON still hasn't droned, by the way. He's going all in on roaches. So Ling Roach is all we're seeing from EON.
I just took a look at the chat and someone say he just likes to type proto. That's why he's Prototype.
Oh. Who said that? Can we ban them? Can we?
We can.
That sounds like something for sure would say.
It's not for sure. But
Okay.
yeah.
Alright. I'm shaking my head. As EON is rushing across the map with Ling Roach, he's droning behind this, which is a little bit odd. At least we have one drone on the way. But do we have enough at home to defend here? Prototype only working with Ling Bane. His own Roach Warren is still not done. Up!
Oh, but we have some Banelings at the These Lings were really close, and I actually ran straight into another one. But now Roaches are here to back this up, so they won't fall to Banelings so easily.
Yeah, and even though EON has thrown away a lot of Lings, this push is still very powerful indeed. There is a Spine Crawler here at the third base to defend, but it is going to be focused down. The Roach Warren has finished, but Prototype may end up losing his third.
Yeah, the Queens are trying to get here to help with this hatch, but they were very slow off creep, and now the hatchery will most likely fall down anyway.
Yeah, it is going to be going down. It is going to be a bit of an expensive trade here for EON. He's going to lose a lot of roaches, and Prototype now has the opportunity to go for a counterattack, to go across the map and try and punish the third of EON.
What was that Queen doing? Was it sniping Overlords? It was so far off the third base.
Which Queen?
On the EON side.
Oh.
There was one at EON's fair that was just walking around. I guess he was sniping an Overlord then.
Yeah, maybe. But here we go, Prototype. He's rushing across the map with his own counterattack. We do see EON trying to muster a defense, and it looks like he's going to be able to catch these roaches.
Yeah, he's catching these roaches, and now his own roaches should be joining the fight as well, so he will be able to catch this counterattack from Prototype and once again push on the aggression.
Yeah, and that may just be the mistake that EON was looking to capitalize on, as EON has the map control. He's going to be able to deny the third base once again, and Prototype, I don't know if he's going to be able to come back from this.
Yeah, his third base is once again denied. EON is able to keep his own running, and I mean, these Queens will help with this wall for the time being, but EON is definitely getting a lot of advantage.
No, he really is. I mean, Prototype still has a worker lead. You know, he's been able to take his gases pretty quickly. He's taking all 4 gases. He's going to be going into a Spire.
Are we having a bit of a reversal, I guess? Last game it was EON who was trying to take into the Spire. But, I mean, who knows? Maybe it will work for Prototype here.
Yeah, I mean, it does make a lot of sense just because the map is so large. There is a lot of opportunity for mutas, and I would say that this is a very nicely timed, very nicely timed Spire, as the Spire is thrown down.
Yeah, once again, great Baneling connection for Prototype, but once again, his third is under fire, and it will have to be cancelled.
Yeah, the second time we've seen a cancel on this third at base. Despite the amazing Baneling connections, he still just didn't have enough to defend. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, EON is happily joining. You know, he's got his third base getting up and running and fully operational, and he is going to be committed to the roaches.
Yeah, looks like he's preparing another wave of an attack, and Prototype is still trying to set up that third base, having to put it down once again. The Spire is gonna finish soon, but before the mutas can actually do any damage, it will be a while.
Yeah, exactly. I guess this was scattered, or EON, he hasn't confirmed the Spire, but he knows the possibility, he knows about the potential, so Hydras are a beautiful choice here for EON. And the third, it's never gonna finish.
No, the third is not happening for Prototype this game.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look how many spines he made.
Yeah.
Like, the queens can't even move anymore.
And spine forests are quite common here when you're going 2-base Muta, but this is a little bit excessive. I guess he was anticipating like a really big commitment. Oh, I like this as well. He's gonna be unburrowing. He really wants his third.
he does want that third, yeah. And I mean, he will try his best to get one. He's trying even on the other side, just in case, but EON is right there, and his army is about to come. No, the spines are burrowed!
Oh, what an unfortunate time to unburrow all of these spines. The roaches are pushing on in. The natural base is completely undefended, and the mutas are coming out, but it's going to take them far too long to clean this up.
Yeah, the mutas are not really great against the roaches, and the roaches will just do all the damage they want. The drones are completely undefended. Mutas will eventually clean this up, but by that time, the mineral lines will be empty.
Yeah, exactly. This is just too much damage. EON is going to be making a series out of this. He had a rough game 1, but here in game number 2, he is bringing it all back. Finally, he's getting cleaned up. But look at the worker count. EON is doubling the drone count of his opponent. And again, he already has a Hydra den.
Yeah, he will be switching to Hydras. He has spores ready as well, so the mutas will try to get damage on the other side of the map. But once again, this will snowball for EON, so... I mean, I guess we'll see. He doesn't have a lot of Hydras quite yet.
Yeah, that's, I mean, the big thing here. We have 12 mutas against 12 Hydras. I do think that's going to be enough Hydras, to be honest. But EON is going to be respecting the mutas for the time being. He's just going to be consolidating his army, making more Hydras. And now here we go. EON is going to be moving out and Prototype. There's a world where he could maybe take a fight if he does fight with his spines. Maybe.
I mean, he does have a lot of spines, still. Even though half of them died, that's still a lot of spines.
That's a lot of spines. That's a lot of spines. So maybe he can take a fight. But before that happens, the mutas are about to move out. EON is pushing in. The mutas have to try and come in together at the right moment, but... GG.
And GG is called. So we have a tight series.
We do. We are going all the way into game number 3. And that's kind of what we want here. You know, we got a little bit lucky. I was looking at the bracket. Exclamation mark be in the chat if you want to have a look at the bracket yourself. And this was a very spicy first round match. Oh, we're going all the way to the ace match.
Indeed we are. Some of the matches have already finished. So, for example, we do have Maples taking Xenodactyl 2-1. And he will be moving on to the qualifying match. As well as Rocker beating Cognite.
Oh, I'm actually really impressed. Yeah, shout out to Xenodactyl for taking a game off of Maples. That's actually crazy. Xenodactyl, he's an amateur player. You know, he's like D1, M3 sort of thing. So to take a game off of a pro player.
Is he still a Diamond player? Like, when was the last time you've seen him?
True. I haven't cast a Xenodactyl in, like, years.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, since the last time we've seen him, like, by now he may be a GM. I don't know.
Yeah. So, regardless, really cool to see Xenodactyl taking a game off of his opponent. Yeah, shout out to Xenodactyl. He's a great guy.
Yeah, I do see him on brackets every now and then, so I think he, for the most part, remain active. But we are here to decide this match. It is on Royal Blood, and we are looking at the Red Zerg player. It is Prototype.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have as opponent, we have the Costa Rican Zerg player representing Team License to Kill, LTK. It is EON.
Being a little bit aggressive here, but nothing crazy. Just a pull first.
And I was just double checking. Yeah, Xenodactyl is still at that M3 level, currently 4.4k. But again, that's why like it's really impressive for him to force Maples to the ace match. I know how. That would be a PvP, and Xenodactyl is very cheesy. He's giga cheesy. So yeah, you know, a great
Probably
way.
Cannon Rush.
A great way for him to be able to punch up there. Yeah, shouts to Xenodactyl.
I mean, hey, if it works, right?
Yeah. Look, Protoss is cannon rushing each other. You know, that's I'm okay with that. I can get behind that.
Just not others. Just each other.
Yeah. Just leave the Zergs alone. But as you pointed out, EON did go for a pool first opener this game. Pool, hatch, gas. So very safe. With this, he would be able to defend very nicely against like a 12 pool or a 13-12 or anything like that. Prototype, though, didn't take the bait. Just went for a hatch, gas pool opener.
Yeah, and by the time the links of EON will reach his base, he should be having the links of his own. I don't think he has enough links, but the queen should help in the defense, so no damage should be taken there.
Yeah, it's going to be about the control. Like, EON here, ideally, he picks off, like, 1 or 2 drones. He's going to be looking to target fire here, but there we go. The drone is evacuated. We do see Lings maybe going to try and camp the eggs as well, but the Lings of Prototype do come in to defend. So, very solid defense overall here, but EON does barely win out the trade.
Yeah, just barely, but Prototype does have enough numbers in the end, and this attack will not give any advantage to EON. I mean, at least it caused a little bit of chaos in the base, but that's about it.
Yeah, he forced a reaction, he forced a little bit of lost mining time, but in the end, this isn't really worth it for EON. He's going to be, you know, slightly behind economically overall, as both players are looking to take their third bases.
And so they do. You know, Prototype will have that Bailing Nest much faster though, so that's definitely good for him. And I mean, we've seen last game that EON has lost so many Zerglings to all the Bailings, so definitely a good one for him.
Definitely. Ooh, nice pickup here. We do see a pretty big supply block for Prototype. He's making 3 Overlords at the moment to try and get out of this. At the same time, we do see continued gas mining here from EON as well. Ooh, but he does lose 2 drones to a Ling run by.
Yeah, these 2 links actually doing... Ooh, even getting the creep over. Like, those are some really tricky links just sneaking in there.
Oh my god, and we are missing something. EON, despite all this gas, he didn't get a Bailing Nest. We see a swell of Lings coming out instead, so he's gonna be the aggressor once again. Bailings about to finish! Oh no! No!
To finish! EON, no!
Oh, he gambled a little bit. He didn't see when the egg started morphing in or when the Bailing started morphing, so he does pay a pretty big price for that. Oh.
Yeah, very unfortunate for EON that Bailing has been there for a little while before he's seen it. And once again, EON is getting his Bailing Nest after the Roach War, and it seems like it's just a thing to him, or maybe it's a reaction to whatever the opponent is doing.
Yeah, it's the same all-in build, so he's going to be going for Ling Roach, and then he's going to be supporting that with a Bailings. It looks like he's going to be giving up completely on his third base. The hatchery is going to go down. At the same time, EON is rushing across the map to try and deal the same damage to Prototype.
Yeah, but at the same time he will have his base undefended, and these queens will hold fort for a little bit, but they don't have a lot of energy still, so I don't know how many transfuses they have.
Yeah, it looks like these Ling reinforcements for EON are going to be enough. He's going to be able to hold on. At the same time across the map, he gets 2 drone kills. Oh, he's going to be able to get a little bit more.
Yeah, the drones just happen to be spawning at that hatchery. Ooh, but the Bailings are here, but at the very least there will be some information for EON.
Oh my god, he wants that queen. He wants it so bad, and it looks like he will. Can he get it? Up. Ooh.
Just barely it survives.
Oh my god, 1 or 2 more Ling hits would have been enough, but the queen barely does survive. At least it was a good trade for EON. Like, he did kill 2 Bailings, I believe, with that. But here is that follow-up all-in that we were talking about. Roaches are coming out, Lings to support, Bailings as well. EON, he's got to go. Unfortunately, he won't have his third for that larva.
Yeah, and he's not rebuilding that third. This very committed build here, so the roaches are just gonna be coming across the map. And let's see if Prototype can hold this, because he actually doesn't have a lot of units at this point.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot right now. I think EON has to be careful not to overextend. Oh god, he doesn't want to get surrounded. He needs these Banelings right now to support his army, but Prototype does dive on top of this.
Yeah, and he sees the Banelings as well, so he will be careful about it. Oh, actually blows up some of them on his own Banelings, and the attack from EON is cleaned up.
Yeah, EON doesn't have much momentum going his way. Prototype is going to be able to just overwhelm what EON has. He has a massive worker advantage. EON was pretty all in. It was pretty committed, and he's just got to go.
I mean, he still has a lot of units, and he may be able to catch out these roaches, which were a little bit too far away from the base, but with the reinforcements, Prototype should be able to hold this.
He should be able to hold. And speaking of, here are those reinforcements. EON is trying to get a third base behind this, but his drone count just isn't where it needs to be. He can't really sustain his own production right now. He's trying to rally some roaches across the map, but Prototype is not turning around.
Yeah, with the army of EON cleaned up, this third base is not gonna be there for long. Or maybe even Prototype will go for the frontal attack.
Yeah, he's got options. He can go for the third, he can go for the natural, he can go for the kill. Banelings are rolling on in here, and yeah, it is kind of a numbers game at this point. EON just losing a little bit too much too early on. He's going for a counterattack across the map, but it's only 3 roaches.
Yeah, and I don't think that will be enough. Prototype is in the natural of EON. He's intercepting the production, intercepting the units rallying from the hatcheries, killing all the drones in the natural as well. And I think he has got this game and the series.
Yeah, exactly. It was quite back and forth, the series. I mean, we did see both players excel, but GG gets called, and Prototype will be moving on to the next round.
And who is he gonna be facing in the next round?
Oh, that is a good question. If you are a fan of EON, and I myself am even a fan of EON, you know, that's kind of why we wanted to cast him. He is still in the tournament. It is a double elimination bracket, so no one is eliminated yet. They still have a chance to redeem themselves. They still have a chance to make their way through the lower bracket. So, you know, congratulations to Prototype. EON can still go on as well. He still has more matches ahead of him. And as you say, Prototype has an opponent.